Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video tutorial. This tutorial is going to be how to set up Oakland ground or VRC for ground for the Oakland ARTCC. So this is going to be specific to the Oakland ARTCC, but you can use it as a VATSIM controller. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, we're going to want to head over to the VRC Virtual Radar Client website. I'll link this below in the description. So once we're here, it's going to say home. We're going to navigate at the top left to download, and you're going to click this. It should then download this. We're going to click on that, and then I'll be the sign up. We can run that. Perfect. You can read through this if you like. It's recommended. You don't have to. You could just skip that. Click I agree. And all of these should be clicked. This one, you shouldn't have anything. You shouldn't be able to click this, but all the rest should be clicked. We can hit next there and install it to whichever place you want. For me, I'm going to install it to downloads, correction documents, and I already have it installed, so it won't go there. But then you would click install. I'm going to cancel because I already have it installed. So now once we have that installed, we can go ahead and exit out of here. Close out that. We can then go to VRC. It should download an application. And we're going to hit OK. Now it'll bring up the screen. There's going to be a circle, a range with a bunch of rings in it. That's completely fine. We can go ahead and exit out of controllers and chat. Now go ahead and navigate to your ARTCC website. So for me, it's Oakland. Then we're going to go to controllers, downloads, and here you will find your VRC files. So here's the sector files. We can go ahead and download this, that one. And if you would like, you can come down here and you can get this. One thing that you will need is the facility profiles and the Sweatbox server file. Once we do this, we can go ahead and get out of there. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to go to File, Open Sector, navigate to where you installed those. For me, I have them installed to my VRC. And we're going to go ahead and open them one by one. And there we go. You should have a bunch of airports. Now if we go ahead and zoom in, you'll see there's no taxiways, but we do have access to the airports. So now what you're going to want to do is go to Settings, General, and it will bring up this page here. Let me see if I can expand it for you guys, which I do not think it will. Alright, so now that we're here, we can go ahead and the alias file you should have downloaded in there. For me, it's in my desktop in the VRC file, so we can go ahead and click that, and the POF is right there with it. Now on the right side, precision cursor, you can keep that off. I like to keep these two on. Now, if you go 6 down, it says assign squawk codes in random order. Let's go ahead and click that. And then if you go 2 more down, show oceanic track waypoint labels, you can unclick that, as you will not be needing that for ground. Next, we can go ahead and head over to hotkeys. You can select these personal preference. Each controller is different. Then we can go from here over to airspace. Now visibility range for ground should be 15 to 25, so I'll set mine for 25. Now the arrival field is going to be your airport that you're going to be working, so I'm going to do Oakland, and departure field will be the same. You can leave transition altitude and radar floor the same for right now. Then we go ahead and head over to data tags. This can all stay the same. You do not need to mess with this. Now we can go ahead over to the next column, flight strips. Now I recommend adding arrival and departure strips. 2 column is good. It's up to you. Now we can go to conflict alerts. So you can keep this all the same. That's fine. And button bar, everything in here should be clicked. Now that we've done that, we can go ahead down here and hit apply. OK. Now we can go to settings, radar mode, make sure this is set to ground. Now let's go back to settings, and you can experiment with different color profiles. I have a certain profile I've made, but you could try them all out. They all have different looks on them. It's really up to you what you like. We'll keep it at default for right now. Now we go back into settings. We can go to audio devices, select your input output devices, and you can leave these two unclicked. And now, if you would like, you can go ahead and calibrate your mic. This is not required, but it is good to do. Next, we can go ahead and head over to View. I'm going to do this quickly so we can get going here. These are fine. You can leave this top section done. Range rings can stay. Airports can go off. Airport labels can be taken off. Fixed labels can be taken off. VOR labels also can be taken off. NDBs can be taken off. Let's see here. Low airways can be taken off. High airways. I recommend keeping our TAC boundaries on. You could turn on static text. This will give you all the taxiways here for us. We can go back in here. You can turn on runways, runway center lines. It's up to you. I'm not going to do runway center lines for right now, but you can totally do it. Now for specific to Oakland, we can go to diagrams. And scroll down on SIDS to the very, very bottom. You should see geography. Turn on geography and Pacific coastline. For stars, you can just leave this all the same. That's completely fine. Now we can go to tools. We can look at flight strip bay. Here's your flight strip bay that you'll be using. You can shrink it or do whatever you want with it. You can place it anywhere. It's completely up to you how you do it. Next is controller list. This will tell you every single person who's logged onto the network within your vicinity, sorry, and it'll tell you their frequencies. Next we have aircraft list. You can see all the arrivals and departures into your specified airport, which for us will be Oakland. The comms panel. This will be when you go and log onto a position. Oakland ground. Our frequency will be 121.750. We'll go ahead and hit save changes, and we can prime. Weather panel, this will show you the weather for the current airport. If you press F2 and Oakland, when you are connected, it'll bring up the weather. Now from here, we can go to the SoCal panel. You won't typically be needing this, but you can have it open. And incoming chat log, it'll just show you all the incoming messages from controllers or pilots and everything like that. Now before we continue, what we can do here is I could show you the ATIS. You're gonna, in the top left, where the airport iCal code is, enter your airport. For us, it's Oakland. ATIS, you can choose a certain code. We're gonna go, let's say Tango, and hit auto update. You can add runways here. So let's say for Oakland, 30 is a landing and departing runway. We can click those. 28 left. And 28 right. From here, the voice frequency, we can choose that. And we would be good to go. You can then record your ATIS and then connect it. Now that we have this set up, we can go ahead and zoom out. You'll notice that it has a lot more stuff than before. And that is perfectly fine. Now that we have this set up, again, you can go color profile and you can change it, make it look a little cooler. It is perfectly up to you and to your personal preference. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. I'll see y'all next time, and thanks for joining.